Welcome back. We've spent the last 40 minutes of this show speaking to three women in three different metros in this country, recounting for us the horrors they faced on the streets of their cities. First, molested, harassed, abused by the creeps, by the predators, and then harassed by the system. Their story is almost exactly the same. Imagine this, ladies and gentlemen, three cities, three women, three different police forces. And the experiences that these girls, these women had with the system was exactly the same. One that was extremely lethargic, insensitive, and extremely reluctant to even file an FIR. I'm going to go across to our guests this evening before I go to our reporters. Just to understand why women in this country go through what they do. Ranjana Kumari is joining us. Bhaskar Rao, you're a former IPS officer, Police Commissioner of Bangalore, you're joining us, and Ava Singh, advocate as well. Bhaskar Rao, I wonder whether you heard the conversation that we had on Urban Debate before you joined us. What explains this? This is a police that is supposed to help us. This is a police that is supposed to protect us. They fail in their jobs. There is no fear of the law, which is why molestators and predators and creeps think they can get away with what they do. And when a woman decides that she needs to speak up because she's feeling extremely angry at being violated like this, she goes to the police and she finds out that the police is not interested in her or what has happened to her at all. Three different cities and the same experience?
Connection.
Mr. Rao, can you hear me?
Audio. Yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah, madam, it is
okay,
at the outset.
Okay,
very,
the question. I hope you heard the question I asked you. No, Mr. Rao, my question was very specific. My question is this. Okay. My question is specific. Three different women over the last 40 minutes have elaborated to us about
I got that.
how
Yes.
the system
Okay,
reacted
I will answer
to
that
them
question.
when they went to file a complaint. Yeah. How is it that women have to go through this? This is a police that is supposed to protect us.
This is a very, very unfortunate thing. It should not have happened. In fact, if at all anybody has to take the blame, the chief of police of that city has to take the blame for having for women to have undergone such a situation over there. I have also worked as commissioner of police. There have been instances, we keep sensitizing the lower staff about how to be sensitive to gender-related issues, domestic violence issues, and crimes against women. The lower rung basically come from a very patriarchal society, and to overcome that, we have posted women in all the police stations. Probably it was not enough, but it is not an excuse at all. And nobody should be pardoned because it is a repetition of the entire crime what has happened in the police station if the police have not responded immediately. Sometimes officers are very good, they respond. Sometimes officers are horrible, they don't respond over there. There have been instances that they have responded, and there have been a lot of instances even when I was also commissioner of police, the officers below have not responded. In fact, every police station is mandated to have women staff 24/7. And especially when a woman comes with a complaint, especially more so after the Nirbhaya case, that the response level should be immediate and absolutely without blaming or shaming the victim. Action should be taken immediately and the perpetrator should be caught immediately over there. It has not unfortunately been done in all these three cities, but I will tell you that
Ranjana
the cause is
all the three women who spoke to us
over there.
Ranjana Kumari, all the three women who okay, Mr. Rao, I get your point. You're saying, your force comes from a patriarchal background, which is why they don't understand, they are not sensitive enough, they don't understand what the big deal is. Ranjana Kumari, all the three incidents that the women have spoken about, all three, and this is Chennai, this is Mumbai, this is Delhi, happened post Nirbhaya. We thought all the sensitization, all the funds that, this was an inflection point, the country is going to change, women are going to be finally safer, etc., etc. Look at what happened in Aurangabad. Look at what happened to these three women and look at how the system
Yes,
behaved.
yes. If you talk to the women from smaller cities, there'll be yet more that they will tell you about the behavior of the police and the police stations. I think I just want to tell Mr. Rao that, you talk about women police in the police stations. How much power do they have? Do they really are the ones who register the cases? Are the ones who are really involved in any which way to talk to the, except for that? I mean, you don't have to just put a woman face there. Such a large police force, you have to look after each and everyone's behavior. You cannot just say that they come from patriarchal society. I would say that generation of your police officers also come from same society. Today who's entering the police is also coming from the same society. It's not that our society from patriarchal has become based on gender equality. We are facing all this because blame the women. When she walks into the police station, she's the one who has created all this. Number two, you will always say that this is not an important thing because this is the last and the least priority of the policing, to look after women. And that is why so many cases are happening.
It is an important thing, madam. It is an important thing.
In some sense, you are not really prioritizing all forms of violence against women. And it starts with a little bit of this kind of happening, that you tease or you molest or you push or you pinch, and then slowly it reaches the level which we are just experiencing in the case of what happened recently in Delhi. So a public, or what happened to this little girl who jumped out of fear, and she's about, she just survived somehow. So this, you have to understand that this woman could be any woman, and your police officer is responsible to protect her. Your policing, and the whole nation is looking up to the police. And then also I think to some extent government has to be responsible. We have been saying that train the police specially to deal with crime against women, to deal with, you have to have a police force which will look after these cases with full seriousness, and will
Mr.
also
Rao,
of course respond to it. But
Mr. Rao,
we haven't heard of such kind of a training. We haven't heard of a police cell or police department. Just now what everybody is saying, we have put some women police. The most disempowered are these women police in the police stations, unless they are of course from the cadre and they are
do you know in the Aurangabad case, Abba Singh, how much custody the police wanted for? 2 days. The girl had spent 4 days in ICU and the police just wanted 2 days of custody. Because in their head, baat karke 2 din ke baad chhod denge, rafa dafa, kaam khatam. Who will take this headache of pursuing this case in court?
That is the problem. Offenses like stalking, molestation are taken very casually, not only by the police, but also by the family and the society. And in fact, if you see the gravity of an offense, like stalking may sound very simple to you, but maximum acid attack cases which take place, and this is not what I am saying, but also NCRB research reports says that stalking eventually leads to acid attack, it leads to rape. So the cops need to be sensitized towards these, that molestation and stalking may sound light because these are bailable offenses. Because even stalking, when it was being made an IPC offense in the parliament, they said, oh, you are trying to spoil romance, and rickshaw pe bhi you were following girls, and now you want to say stalking is an offense. So if that is the mindset of the lawmakers, if that is the mindset of the police, then definitely crime is going to increase against girls and women. So if Aurangabad police is so casual towards it, I would like the IPS officers, the police commissioner of Aurangabad and the senior officers to sensitize their lower level officers, because for them वो molestation वो बात ही तो कर रहा था ना, कुछ किया नहीं उसने. So they should know that, and what is worrying is that this auto driver was a habitual offender. So we need to track these people who are habitual offenders. We need to monitor their movements, because eventually they commit more crimes. So I would like the police to be sensitized, and even in their training they should be given these basic training.
Why should these molesters, these rapists, these harassers, these stalkers be given bail in the first place? As far as the POCSO Act is concerned, the girl in Aurangabad is 17, which is why the POCSO Act applies, which means non-bailable. For in most cases, they will walk out on bail after 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. So where is the justice in this? I'm going to thank you all. Thank you very much, Ranjana Kumari, Bhaskar Rao and Abha Singh. I'm going to go across to my reporters who are on the ground, 2 of them in 2 different cities. Ishika is in Delhi. We have Swarali in Pune. Just to get us voices of some women who probably negotiate the streets of their city day and night, constantly looking over their shoulder. Ishika, it's over to you.
Yes, so what we have been covering through our, Mirror Now's campaign, that every woman in every city faces harassment at least once in her life. That has been the story so far. And if we talk about Delhi itself, Delhi is, what we can call, crime capital, because the rapes, the harassment cases, the molestation cases keep on increasing here. Every year the data comes. If we talk about the recent data by the World Bank, it has surveyed, women, and it has said that 88% of women here in Delhi have faced harassment in public transport. So, the condition here, that particular incident might have happened in Aurangabad, but definitely resonates with every woman here, even in Delhi itself. I'll go across to some of them. We heard the incident, what happened in Aurangabad, where the girl had to jump off the auto rickshaw to save her modesty. So something similar also happened to you. How safe you feel in a public transport?
Okay, basically I want to say that I'm a DU student, and today I was traveling with my friends, with 4 girls friends, females. एंड वी वर 5 फ्रेंड्स एंड मुझे ड्राइवर के साथ बैठना पड़ा था क्योंकि हम लोग ज़्यादा लोग थे. तो ही वॉज स्टार्टेड टचिंग मी. तो आई वॉज थॉट कि ये क्या हो रहा है, व्हाट इज दिस. हम लोग सेफ फील नहीं कर रहे. एक ऑटो रिक्शा में भी तुम हमें ऑटो रोक कर हमें दूसरी ऑटो चेंज करनी पड़ी. हो सकता है हमने तो ऑटो चेंज कर ली, हो सकता है उस ऑटो में एक अकेली लड़की होती और मेरे साथ मेल्स फ्रेंड्स होते या मेल्स अननोन फ्रेंड्स होते, तो वो नहीं चेंज कर पाती. हो सकता है उसके पास इतने करेज ही नहीं आता, वो इग्नोर कर देती. और हम जैसे DU स्टूडेंट है, मोस्ट ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन यहाँ की बाहर से पढ़ने आती है. रात में हम सेफ फील नहीं करते. हमें अगर पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट में हम ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं तो हमें जाना पड़ता है, किसी को अपने लोकेशन शेयर करनी पड़ती है, अपने घर में वीडियो कॉल पे बात करते हुए जाना पड़ता है. तो कब तक हम ऐसा अनसेफ फील करेंगे.
तो यहाँ हमने देखा कि जो लॉ इन्फोर्समेंट है वो भी कहीं ना कहीं फेल होती जा रही है, क्योंकि तमाम गवर्नमेंट प्रॉमिसेस करती है, कुछ नहीं हो पा रहा है.
देखिए, हम बार बार देख रहे हैं, लगातार ये घटनाएं हो रही हैं, कंटिन्यूस हो रही हैं. गवर्नमेंट, हम इसमें अगर गवर्नमेंट का फॉल्ट बताएं, लॉ का फॉल्ट बताएं, तो कहीं ना कहीं हर जगह फ्लॉज हैं. लेकिन अगर हम देखें,
you clearly heard the voices here, every here saying the same thing, that these incidents keep on happening every day. A girl has to go through this, and some might be lucky that they are safe, but some others are not able to. And here what we can say is definitely a failure of the government, the law enforcers, and because they are not able to provide safety to us women here, especially if we talk about Delhi itself. Over to you, Shreya.
Thank you very much, Ishita, for getting us those voices from Delhi. Not particularly a safe city for women, and the statistics show us that. Swarali, you're joining us now, and you're joining us from Mumbai, I believe. Go ahead. You have some women with you. Why don't you speak to them?
Yes, so Shreya, first of all, let me directly go across to women who are standing with me. मैम, आप हमें बताइए कि ये जो किस्सा हुआ है, बहुत सारे शहरों में ऐसा होता रहता है. पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट जो है बेसिकली अनफील करती है महिलाएं. आपका क्या कहना है?
हमें इतना ही पता चला है कि महिलाओं को अभी जो सुरक्षा मिल रही है वो उनके बारे में उनको कुछ भी अभी तक पता नहीं है. एक्चुअली हमारी जो सरकार है वो बहुत अच्छा सबको महिलाओं को सब प्रोवाइड कर रही है, पर उसकी जानकारी अभी तक महिलाओं के पास पहुंची हुई नहीं.
सुरक्षा के बारे में और जानकारी होनी
चाहिए.
इनसे भी जानेंगे. आप हमारे साथ इतने वक्त से जुड़ी हुई हैं. आप हमें बताइए कि एक लड़की को जो है ऑटो रिक्शा से कूदना पड़ता है क्योंकि अनसेफ जो एक माहौल बना है. आपका क्या कहना है?
No, what she did was right. Okay, according to her, she was not feeling safe at that time because she was alone with 2 or 3 boys, right, with a rickshaw driver. And yeah, definitely I'll feel some, she wanted some courage to do something. So she just jumped off.
So here we have heard from people and women who are standing over here that what she did was right somehow on her part, because she was feeling scared of the verbal abuse she was a part of, and she was feeling from the threat she was feeling from it. Over to you, Shreya.
Okay. Thank you very much, Swarali, for joining us from Mumbai and getting us voices of those women. Staying with Mumbai, we are hearing from Maharashtra's Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. He's reacting to Mirror Now's campaign. He's saying that the government has taken adequate measures to ensure women's safety. But if that was the case, why did that young 17-year-old have to jump off a speeding auto and risk her life? She almost died. Listen in any case, to what the Deputy Chief Minister has said.
Sir, 17-year-old girl has been jumped from an auto rickshaw in your state. Opposition asking about the safety of women, sir.
ऐसा है कि उसके ऊपर कार्रवाई की गई है और ऐसी घटना न हो इस दृष्टि से हम लोग ध्यान दे रहे हैं.
A quick question. How many times have you heard that before? It's such a cliche. No one really takes it seriously. Our politicians need to speak the language of the people, and they need to speak a language where we know that they are genuine and they will deliver on their promises. Somehow they fail us on that count. We'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much for being with us over the last 1 hour. My colleague Afrida now joins